If you have ever seen the movies Pride and Prejudice, Cranford, Harry Potter, or Downton Abbey, then you have probably seen the beautiful quintessential English village of Lacock, which is almost entirely owned by the National Trust. The village is mentioned in the Domesday Book with a population of 160 to 190, with 2 mills and a vineyard. The abbey was founded in the early 13th century by Ella, Countess of Salisbury, as a nunnery of the Augustinian order. As I am in the midst of writing a medieval novel about a nunnery, I was so excited to see the layout of the dormitory in relationship to the cloister, and it just gave me a real feel of how my characters would be living and moving about. The reason why I can't go to the historical nunnery that I'm writing about is that it no longer exists. It's Nunna Minster in Winchester. So the abbey here is a beautiful example of one that is created in the same time period that I'm interested. Ella, the 3rd Duchess of Salisbury, was the founder and later abbess of Lacock Abbey. She had inherited an enormous fortune when her father died, and she was the only child. At about the age of 8 or 9, she was betrothed to William Longsby, or also called William Longsword. He was the illegitimate son of King Henry II and the half-brother of Richard the Lionheart and King John. The marriage was a happy one, and they had 4 sons and 4 daughters. And when her husband died, she held the position of High Sheriff for 2 years, and later turned her attention to founding the Abbey at Lacock. Historical properties have many caretakers throughout its life, and it was after Henry VIII's dissolution of Lacock Abbey that it went into the hands of William Henry Fox Talbot. This Victorian scientist inventor was on his honeymoon when he realized, after seeing his wife's accomplished hand at painting, that he would never be able to recreate a scene as well as she, and so he determined to create a process by way of a photograph. This photograph of the latticed window at Lacock is the first negative ever created. The Gothic Revival Hall was designed by Sanderson Miller, who was famous for his ready-made runes. 1755, Talbot wrote to Sanderson Miller about the planned opening of the hall. When all my friends who are in the country and whose arms are emblazoned on the ceiling will do me the honor of their company, and a grand sacrifice to Bacchus will be the consequence. The stable court has all the outbuildings necessary to a Tudor gentleman's residence, such as stables, bakehouse, dairy, and brewery. Even though we've traveled here in late September, it is unseasonably warm, and the gardens are all abloom. I hope you've enjoyed touring with us through the quaint village of Lacock and will join us on our next adventure.